might have heard of soft living if you're chronically online like I am. Most often I hear about it on TikTok, and it's a trend of social media as a movement where women are choosing quote unquote peace, balance, and boundaries over hustle culture. Now, if you're not familiar with hustle culture is another fad that has evolved over the past couple years, that just encourages people to do as much as you can in as little time as possible. And if you don't do that, then you're failing yourself. And more women are finding themselves rejecting burnout and redefining success on their own terms. I think because for so long, women and people who have fought for higher up roles in jobs or equal pay have just found themselves getting disappointed, honestly, over the work that they're putting in. And maybe they've put in work for years and they don't see anything going anywhere for them. And so they're finding this life of soft living to be pretty attractive. And so soft living, whether that means slowing down or prioritizing your mental health or setting firmer boundaries in relationships and work. And I think that I've talked to a couple of my guests now about their experiences as women in the workforce, whether they're a mom or I think I talked to Christy about this in the last episode, specifically where women in science specifically, and people who are chasing after leadership roles or women who are chasing after leadership roles, I think that a lot of times you put the work in, or you graduate from college and you hope that you can get this amazing job that you feel qualified for, but there aren't opportunities out there for people who don't have experience, and women aren't the ones who are found to be cutthroat in their work environment. And so how am I supposed to move up if I just don't have the desire to be cutthroat, right? Or, a boss babe or whatever. And so I think that a lot of women who are continuing to chase after a lifestyle where you can be your own boss, or, work from home in a comfortable environment and you don't have to deal with uncomfortable situations at work. This quote unquote soft living lifestyle has become really attractive for women. And honestly, I can see the draw in it for sure. I think that as someone who often finds myself like constantly striving to do more things or feeling like I'm not being good with my time unless I'm working or doing something. I think a lot of times on the weekends, I find myself getting stuck in this. As many of you know, I have a 9-to-5 job outside of my passion projects and my freelance work. And I love my job so much and I'm so grateful for it. And this is just a fun outlet for me. But sometimes it just feels like I'm constantly working, or sometimes I'm afraid that my friends aren't reaching out because they think that I'm busy. And granted, like I try to do my best to reach out to my friends when I feel like I need to be in a space for community, because I often feel that where like on the weekends I'm doing a freelance activity or I'm catching up on a client work, or this is something my husband notices is that I can't just sit still and relax. I have a hard time of coming home from work. Actually, that's a lie. On coming home from work during the week, if I don't have a client project that I'm working on, if I'm okay at a good spot in my podcast, my favorite way to just like veg out is by watching TV. That's just a way that I like to turn my brain off. But on the weekends, I definitely find myself having to do something, like going out to do something or cleaning, and I can't just sit down. And so I think, honestly, I think soft living might be a difficult thing for me. I grew up in a household where my dad was competitive, like not in an unhealthy way, but he always wanted us to be doing a sport. And my mom was always taking us to activities. And so I think I just grew up like that. And so it's hard for me to just sit down and just feel at peace. And I do enjoy tight deadlines and just always chasing something to do. And so I think that's probably why I would have a hard time going into a soft living lifestyle. Even if it's like in a soft living workplace, I think that would be difficult for me. People sometimes they ask me like, oh, don't you wish you could work from home? And I often think to myself, like, if I worked from home, I feel like I would have the desire to maybe go too hard into soft living, right? Because like I know when I'm home, this is my safe space and I get to just turn off my brain, or I get to work on something that I enjoy. So I think it would be difficult for me to work from home because I view my home as my like relaxing space, or my passion project space, because again, sometimes it's hard for me to do that. So what do you guys think? I would love to hear your input in the comments below, because I know that for some people this sounds like a dream, and for other people this might be stressful. I'd love to see what you guys think about how long this trend will last. Or are we actually finally realizing that rest can be productive? I think for myself, I have to realize that. It's going to take some time, and my husband's really good at reminding me about that. Like, rest can be a good thing for your soul, for your brain, and so it's good for your body to take that restful time. I think that we can be both ambitious and continue to do the things that we enjoy and love, but also take care of our bodies and take care of our minds and just do a little bit of soft living at some times.